October. We start today. We start today with a scheme that has been in top stories today. Andy Burnham has introduced a scheme to finally end rough sleeping in Salford.
It's Black History Month, and this week DJ Paulette spoke to us about her experiences and gave tips for people in the creative industry.
And we take a look at a new business incubator that has been launched at the University of Salford.
First of all, a bird's eye.
This October we are celebrating Black History Month. One exhibition is running at Salford's Lowry Theatre. The Mancunian DJ Paulette has a mixture of prints, audio archives and even clothing. It's free as well. Natasha Perez went along and asked why she called it Homebird.
First of all, a bird's eye view. It was to take a bird's eye view of my life, my experiences, not just as a DJ, but as a first generation Black, British, Catholic, bisexual woman growing up. I was born in 1966 and we're at 2018 now, so I wanted to kind of chart the progression and the differences and the challenges and the successes that we've seen through society, through culture, through music, through DJing, through clubs from that time. But in all that time, even though I went away for 23 years, I've come back to Manchester to settle. And I like to look at it like a homing pigeon, you know, where I've gone, I've flown, I've seen a lot of the world, but I've come back to Manchester and made this exhibition here, which is home. The good thing about there being a Black History Month is it gives us the opportunity to hear these voices that have been silent. But what I would hope is it encourages people to look at Black history all year round and not just in October. You know, it's like, because of the experiences I've had in life, I have got that power to inspire the next young girl to come through. If you have a story to tell the story.
Today is World Mental Health Day, where communities come together to discuss and promote mental health well-being. Our reporter Jodie Smith spoke to mental health charity Reach Out about suicide rates and mental health in Salford.
Each flag is a life gone to suicide in Salford. As the sun shines down, onlookers reflect on each individual that was taken too soon. The display encourages people to reach out and talk.
Hi, so we just sort of wanted to know what you're doing today, what you're trying to achieve, something.
Well, we're a local charity called START. Basically, we offer therapeutic creative arts to people suffering mental ill health and supporting them through recovery. We're also, as it's World Mental Health Day, remembering the 109 lives that we've lost to suicide in Salford over the last 5 years as well.
Students leave encouraging messages to anyone else who may be experiencing suicidal thoughts. The sea of hands acts as a reminder that there are always people to help.
About getting people to pledge to reach out and hopefully start conversations around suicide. It's about prevention, but it's also about sort of smashing the stigma around it.
Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham visited the University of Salford last week to celebrate the launch of its new business incubator in front of a room full of guests, including prospective entrepreneurs and students.
Mr. Burnham and incubation manager Justina Turner spoke about the importance of connecting university students with the business world. Our reporter David Poucher was at the launch to find out more.
Last week, Andy Burnham opened the Launch at Salford Uni Business Incubator inside the University of Salford's Maxwell building. Mr. Burnham expressed his hope that projects like the incubator would encourage students to see Manchester as a place to build their lives.
We're only at the beginning, to be honest. We are only at the beginning of this. I think our best years are definitely ahead of Greater Manchester. There's no doubt about that to me.
Justina Turner, the incubator's manager, spoke about the aims of the project and the support they offer students.
So at launch, what we're trying to do is we're trying to remove barriers for students to set up their own businesses, to really create their own careers. So we're keen to support them in any way possible with training, skills training, with funding, as well as mentorship. So we want to make sure that they have the best chances of success and remove any risk that they can at those early stages. We also give them funding, so we give funding for students to really try and test their ideas. So I'm committed to give our students grants from our Santander University's partnership, as well as from the main university support.
Candice James, a student at the University of Salford, spoke about her experience with the business incubator.
Well, I first went to Enterprise and told Justina about my business idea. So then I did a pitch for some startup money with Santander. And then I did another pitch to become part of the incubator. And I very quickly realised that there were so many different initiatives available to help me build my business. And then I realised that actually what they're doing is they're sort of making us into entrepreneurs, which I never saw myself as.
Mr. Burnham finished the event by suggesting that projects like the incubator should be brought into schools.
I like the idea personally of start-up units in schools, to see if we can kind of take it even further. But this is a great start. Let's make this the best place to start a business.
David Petcher, Quays News.
A decade ago, it was still a taboo for athletes to talk openly about their sexuality. However, things are changing. Last night, BBC Key House held the Authenticate Me event in Media City. The event featured the personal testimonies of athletes who have attributed their achievements to being openly LGBT. Our reporter Olivia Mullally interviewed two athletes, Tom Bosworth, a triple world record holder in race walking, and Charlie Martin, a racing driver.
It was where I started to suddenly see people my own age.
To the church.
Getting up every day, looking myself in the mirror and seeing the person standing back at them is the person I feel that I am fundamentally. It's a very simple thing that most people probably don't take, most people take for granted.
I think athletics, being so diverse, is pretty welcoming, and for me personally, I've never really experienced too much. Not everyone's always going to agree with everybody, so there's definitely work to be done. Across sport in general, yes, massively. I think there's a long way for us to go, because really there are so few out gay people. Gender is still an issue anyway, let alone sexuality.
I'm going over to Jamelia, who has some exciting entertainment for us this afternoon.
Thanks, Laura. The Strictly curse is struck again.
Strictly Come Dancing has been rocked by controversy over comedian Sean Walsh caught kissing dance partner Katya Jones during the show, despite them both being in relationships. Sean's girlfriend, actress Rebecca Humphries, was seen weeping as she watched their steamy dance on Saturday night's show. They have both issued apologies, Sean saying it was a drunken mistake, which he is truly sorry for. They are the bookies' favourites to be axed next week. Now the 13th Doctor has finally landed. Jodie Whittaker made her debut on Sunday night as the first female Time Lord. Whittaker's first episode as the Doctor drew the programme's biggest series launch, viewing 10 years, seeing an average of 8.2 million viewers. Many fans took to social media to give Whittaker's portrayal of the Doctor their approval. A decade ago, it may have been revolutionary, but now the first female Doctor feels a little behind the times. And moving on to Love Island. It may have finished months ago, but we still miss seeing Jack and Danny on our screens. Danny Dyer said new family reality show will be like the Osbournes. The new show will follow Danny and Jack as they adjust to their dramatic changes in lives after Love Island. Speaking to This Morning, 41-year-old Danny Dyer admitted it would be brilliant and genius or an absolute car crash. And now back to Matt with the sport.
And the British Weightlifting Regional Youth Series comes to Salford this weekend. Eccles-based Barton Athletic Club, who received £500,000 in 2016 to invest in facilities, will play host to the event this Saturday. 4 youth categories will compete in the Tier 3 event, with the hopes of earning eligibility to compete in the Tier 2 Home Nations Championship in the future. Welcoming competitors from across the North West, our reporter Anthony Pilling spoke to Barton Treasurer John Lightfoot to explain the layout of the competition.
Working with British Weightlifting, we are putting a Northern Area Championship on for the very young 11, 13 and 15-year-old youngsters. More than about 30 normally what they need championships, but they are top juniors, probably the future champions of senior level.
And now for the weather. Coming from me, now the weather, where you are with Olivia.
Hello and good afternoon on this sunny day here in Salford. We have been experiencing some rather autumnal weather this past week, and that is set to continue throughout the rest of this week. So we start the day here with some bright sunshine, a gentle breeze and temperatures reaching a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius. So enjoy this whilst you can, as it is set to cool down throughout the rest of the week. On Friday there is a chance of some heavy rain, but that should ease away into Saturday, leaving plenty of sunshine. For those of you taking part in Manchester's half marathon on Sunday, there is a chance of some rain in the early morning, but that will clear away, leaving plenty of sunshine, a gentle breeze and temperatures of 14 degrees.
That's all for us on this week's Quays News. Keep up to date with the news on Facebook and Twitter at Quays News.
And for all the latest news, check our website salfordnow.co.uk. Quays News will be back here next week, but for now, thanks for watching and goodbye.